Welcome into sports. Have you cooled off from Friday's hot slate of games yet? Well, hopefully not, because we have entered the postseason in high school football, and a team that has yet to falter in any game this year is now 9-0 for the first time since 2018. And here to discuss the undefeated Tigers is their head coach, John Hurley. Coach, 9-0, an SIAC title. Life's got to feel good right now for Memorial.
Oh, it's exciting. Anytime, we finish our conference, and if you go undefeated in the conference, that's pretty special. Leading into the tournament, you'd hope to be playing your best football. And, playing Castle Friday night, I think that's a really good football team, and I'm proud of the way our kids competed.
First SIAC championship in a number of years. What does it mean to get it done at Bosse Field, of all places?
It's a great venue. I got to take hats off to our athletic director, Chad Docker. He did an unbelievable amount of work. I don't know how many schools could have pulled that off with the field, and, he was out painting numbers and all kinds of stuff. It wasn't a perfect surface. It was a nice surface in the outfield, but once you got into the infield, there was some lips. But kids played on that for years, and I just liked the way both teams just competed.
The atmosphere and just the picture-perfect type of night it was, what made it so special to be able to do that against Castle in the final game of the season?
Well, the fact that it was a throwback for both schools, and, I don't know that I understood really how much was going into. I knew we were getting uniforms. I knew they were going to get some uniforms, but I don't think I realized the cheerleaders were going to have a throwback uniforms for both Castle and Memorial. And the fans really showed up, and it was you could really hear the crowd, the roar of the crowd, and you look up there, and it was packed, and there was a lot of excitement, and the game lived up to the hype in the end. We'd have liked to seen it go a little bit smoother in the end, but I like the way our kids compete.
Well, let's talk about the game for a half a second. A 28-21 victory over Castle. Matthew Fisher, 20 of 30, 306 yards and 3 touchdowns. Luke Elsperman and Luke Dockery combined for 213 yards on 12 catches, I think it was. Elsperman getting 2 touchdowns. It wasn't pretty, like you mentioned, and it wasn't as smooth as you would have liked it to be, but you still got the win. How did you guys get the win?
Well, I think a little bit of grit. Defensively, they were out there the whole third quarter. We had one play in the third quarter, and it was. I think it may have been an 18-play drive where they ate the whole quarter up. And I know that was kind of a little bit of the game plan, that they wanted to limit our touches, and for our defense to come back and get some stops after that, I thought that was pretty special. Offensively, we probably needed to run the ball a little better than what we did. We were effective at times running it, but Matthew played really well, and hats off to him and Luke for what they were doing. But, Simon Schultz did a lot. And Max Anslinger had some nice plays for us, especially on a third down conversion. And, it's always pretty entertaining when those guys get together and make some plays.
Yeah, you have one of the most complete teams in the tri-state, offense and defense. Is that what makes you guys such a difficult team to play against?
Well, I'd hope it's, our kids play hard. And I know, defensively, you can't say enough about Alex Broshears and what he's done, through the course of the year. I don't know if he had 14 or 17 tackles Friday night. I know he had a lot of them, and he competes. And, that's the key. If we can get everybody to buy in and take care of their responsibilities, not try to cover one another up, we have a chance to be pretty competitive.
Yeah, Alex Broshears, the leading tackler in the SIAC, one of the top tacklers in the state. Part of the reason your team is 9-0, heading into the gauntlet of the 3A Sectional 32 tournament with teams like Heritage Hills, Gibson Southern, Mater Dei, Southridge, Mount Vernon, you name it. Some of the best teams in the tri-state are in that sectional. How would you describe the challenge of playing in 3A Sectional 32?
Well, it'll definitely be a challenge, but, I go back to, for the last 4 years, we've been playing in that 4A sectional with Wrights and Jasper. There's some challenges there too. So, it doesn't matter where you go in this tournament, you're going to run into some dogs at some point in time. It just happens that we're going to have 5 of them in the sectional, and hopefully we're one of those dogs people are going to have to contend with. But, really everybody starts off, and it sounds like coach talk, but 0-0 going into the tournament, but that's the beauty of the tournament. Indiana, everybody gets in. No matter what mistakes or how great you did during the regular season, it really doesn't mean anything once you play. You know, last year I know we got run ruled in the regular season. We managed to come back and beat Wrights in the sectionals. So, you know, we're going to have to be prepared. I know the first time we played Mater Dei, a lot of things went our way. And, you know, you can't always bank on, you know, a lot of times I know people say you make your own luck, but you also got to make some plays and stay on task.
Yeah, Mater Dei is a team that, coached by Mike Gable, anything can happen. He reads the game so well for a number of years now, a couple of decades at the head coaching position, and that's why they're a scary team to play once you get into the playoffs. What are you looking for in Mater Dei that you're trying to hone in on for you guys to be prepared?
Well, we just got to make sure we do our job and control what we can control. And kind of do what we do and be prepared and locked in, because you know they're going to be ready to go. I mean, Mike Gable hadn't been around as long as he has or had the success he's had with, I mean, he's a good coach, and he's going to find a way to get those guys ready to play.
Is there any added pressure being the #1 team in 3A?
Oh, I mean, I think it's a nice thing for people to say, but to be honest with you, it doesn't mean a whole lot, because the reality is, it doesn't matter whether you're ranked or not. Once you get into this tournament, you got to win each week. And, you know, the Sagarin rating, the funny thing, you know, they do Sagarin, they talk about maybe rate in the sectional. I think Mater Dei and us were maybe 4 and 5 in the Sagarin rating, and I think we were ranked 5th, you know, when you break down the sectional. So rankings and all that stuff, I mean, you can do what you want with them, but we're going to focus on just getting ready each week.
So is the goal still a state championship, or is the goal to be 1-0 after each week?
The goal is to be 1-0 each week. You know, and if you start talking about the end results, you get destination disease. The whole point of this tournament is to get lost in the process each week. And, you know, all you can do is get better each week. And, you know, a lot of people probably say that, but we preach it and believe it.
Well, 9 wins down. Hopefully 6 more to go for you guys, or for anybody that heads into the postseason. What are you looking for most in your own team when Friday comes around?
Improve on some of the mistakes that we've made, you know, and Friday night, you know, we needed to do a better job stopping the run. You know, that's one thing I'm sure Mater Dei is going to try to exploit, being able to run the ball and dominate the time of possession. And, you know, offensively, you know, we need to be able to run the ball a little better. And we need to be more efficient offensively, because sometimes you might be limited on how many possessions you get.
In terms of the fans that showed up, I think it was close to 6,000 at Bosse Field. Do you expect that now for every game that you play from here on out from the fan base?
Well, I know this. I know our fans show up pretty quick, and they do a great job. And I know Mater Dei shows up pretty well as well. So I'm sure we'll have a nice crowd Friday night. And as long as we can take care of business on Friday night, I hope to have more, you know, in the future as well. But the key is we got to really focus on Friday night. And I suspect we'll have a nice fan base there.
That is head coach John Hurley of the Memorial Tigers. Coach, 6:30 this Friday night against Mater Dei. Good luck. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.